monk standing beside the path going, nah, 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 nah. But he was growing steadily less and less embarrassed and more angry. I was doing everything I could to knock him out, and that's when I remembered that I had been a pastor for 4 years. And I thought what I ought to do is I ought to preach to this mountain lion. Because I knew from 200 Sundays in the pulpit experience that a lot of times if you preach to somebody, one of two things will happen. You'll either save them or you'll put them to sleep. Either alternative seemed all right to me. I laid into that mountain lion. I gave him some Samson, I gave him some Daniel. I was coming around the corner into Nero when I looked down and one of my most effective sermons ever. But I still didn't know what to do with it, because I was afraid if I just laid him down, he might wake right back up. But more than that, he'd only had about 5 minutes of the Word. So he was in a very fragile theological condition. I was out in California. Who knew who the next person down the path was going to be? Could have been a Scientologist or something. I just couldn't have that on my conscience. So I decided what I ought to do is I ought to baptize that mountain lion. Because again, I knew from vast experience that a lot of times if you baptize somebody, you will never see them again. So I got him up on my hip. I started making my way back towards the edge of the Ventura River. I got right to the edge of the river, got ready to baptize that mountain lion. But that's when it occurred to me, I didn't know what denomination that mountain lion was. Now, I'm a Methodist, so we sprinkle. But I figure anybody that got converted as quickly as that mountain lion did almost had to be a Baptist. That meant I was going to have to go for the full-bore dunk in there, but that worried me too, though, because if he was a Baptist, that meant when the service was over, he was going to be hungry all over again. When I got him up on my hip, I made my way into the water. I said the words you're supposed to say, and then boom, down we went. Well, when we came up out of the water, that mountain lion was angrier than he had been all day. Didn't seem at all like someone who had just experienced the peace of Christ in his life. Right away, I knew what the problem was. Mountain lions are cats. Cats have 9 lives. That probably means they have 9 souls. That meant I was going to have to baptize that mountain lion 8 more times. I was coming up out of the water on about the 8th try when I looked up on the bank of the river, and I saw standing on the shore with its back to the sun an angelic figure with long flowing hair, sunlight sort of dappling through, kind of a halo over the head. And then I heard a most unangelic voice that said, "Unhand that mountain lion." And she turned. I could see it was a woman. And she was wearing the uniform of a member of the California Department of Natural Resources. She said, "Don't you know that it's illegal in California to push your religion on a wild animal?" No idea. She reached in her back pocket and pulled out her wallet. She flipped it open and had her badge in it, then about 16 of those little plastic card-carrying cards, had like her Vegans Anonymous card, and her Herbal Tea Drinkers of America card, and her People for the Non-Proliferation of Human Religions Amongst Animals card. And all the way down at the bottom were some ashes that I'm pretty sure were from the bra that she had burned in 1968. Taking some of you have met her. She said, "I want you to release that mountain lion into my protective custody at this minute." And I swear to you, that mountain lion turned around and looked at me, and he said, "Don't let her protect me." So he and I worked out a quick deal. I dropped him, he went one way, and I went the other. And there's really no end to this story, except to say that if you're ever out in California, and you meet a mountain lion, and all else fails, you might just want to ask him if he's a Christian.